Bonjour tout le monde. Hello everyone and welcome to your Immersive French 1 mini lesson. This lesson that we're going to learn today is about les nombres. Les nombres are our numbers and we're right now going to learn from numbers 1 to 15. 1 à 15. So you may have already learned these in the introductory class. This is an opportunity to practice and refresh as we will use numbers in so many different things in our lessons as we move through immersive French, whether it's counting the page numbers or letting you know what page number you need to turn to, maybe doing some math and other things that we can count. It's really important that we have a good base and understand our numbers and how to say them. So let's start first with the numbers from 1 to 15, ou 1 à 15. As always, we're going to start off with a little pronunciation guide to remind you of how to pronounce the words that are most difficult for you and to practice those in a smooth way. So here we go. Remember to break down those vowels and we're going to look at them right now. The first word that we're going to look at that is a number is the number 4 in English, and en français it's quatre. Quatre. Now you'll see that this word quatre in French is spelled with a Q. Now in English we use the letter K to express this ka sound, and in French we say it with a Q. And so when we see the Q and the U together, it typically makes a ka sound. Quatre, quatre. So we see that we have three vowels, the U, the A, and the E, the U, A, and E in English. And we're going to say the word and split it into three. So quatre, quatre. In fact, you can put the U and the A together and make it only two syllables. That's another way that we can split it up as well. Quatre, quatre. So let's get started and go over our numbers from 1 to 15. So the first one is un. Un. That's one. Un. Next is deux. Deux. Trois. Trois. Remember that rolling R? If you can practice that, this is a good word to practice it on, is trois. Trois. It's almost like we're saying the word TWA. So TWA, trois, TWA. What we're really saying is toi, and then we roll the R. So trois. Practice that one whenever you can. We just practice this in our pronunciation, and it's quatre, quatre. Again, that K sound is what's making that, what the Q looks like is actually a K sound. Now, in French, the number for 5 is cinq, cinq, cinq. If it helps you, you can think about the word sank, like I sank my battleship. You can think about a word like that. It's S-A-N-K is what we would say in English. That would be I sank, and that's how we say it in French, sank. So again, that Q at the end of the word is making a K sound. Now the number 6 in French looks like it says 6, but in French we say six, six, six. It is almost as if we're saying CEASE. You can write that one down. And that word, when we say cease in English, it means to stop. So to cease to do something. And in French, cease is, in this way, it's spelled SIX or SEX, and it spells cease. The next one is probably the trickiest number from 1 to 15 to say for most new learners of French. So do practice this one whenever you can. This word is number 7, and it is set, set, set. Notice that I'm not saying the letter P for this word. I'm actually just skipping over it and the P is silent. So what we're really saying are the letters that are left, which is S, E, and T. So if you like to play tennis, I like to watch a good game of Serena Williams and Venus Williams every once in a while. And think about when they're playing a match, they play to number 7, set. And so they play in games, they play each set. So game, set, match. So if that helps you to remember how to say this number, it is set without the P. Okay, let's move on and we'll move into the numbers after 10, after 7, sorry. So now we're moving on. So it as in French, it's very important to learn the numbers from 1 to 20. Once you have a good understanding and can say the numbers from 1 to 20, you're going to find it will be very easy to count all the way up to 100 or beyond. And so if you are able to practice these numbers as much as possible, you'll find that you'll be more comfortable as we learn the numbers that are much higher. So the next number is number 8 in French. It's wheat. Wheat. Now, you'll notice that we're saying a word that sounds like it has the W sound. In English, we would use maybe WHEAT. That might be the wheat that you eat. But in this case, as mentioned in previous recordings, the letter H in French sometimes acts as a vowel. And in this case, where it acts as a silent letter, it's called an H muet. And so because of that, we're really not saying it. It's wheat. It sort of makes that very silent sound, wheat. The next number is 9, and it's neuf, neuf. So if you can imagine, you're like saying, I've had enough. I've had enough. Maybe Nuff. That is the word that we're saying here, neuf. Lastly, or at least for the first 10, the number 10, just like in the number 6, is dix, dix, dix. So again, it's making more of a S sound. We're not saying the X. We're not saying dix or deeks. We're saying dis. Okay. Now let's move into number 11 to 15. So these ones are totally different. And again, you'll just practice how they sound. So the number 11 is onze. Onze. It sounds exactly as it looks. Onze. Then number 12 is douze. 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 Number 13 is treize. 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 Again, we're listening for that rolling R. Treize. Great. Now, we have two Q letters, or two Q words that are coming out. So remember that the sound is a K sound, and the number 14 in French is 14. 14. 14. Perfect. Now, number 15. Quinze. 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 If you can imagine for the numbers 14 and 15, 14 and quinze, if you can just imagine that there was a K there, you basically would be saying it Katorze, 14, and same with quinze, if that helps you to pronounce that particular word. Otherwise, just remember it sounds like a K, and that's what we're going to say. Okay, so we've learned now the numbers from 1 to 15. In a future lesson, we'll learn from 15 on up, and that's where the numbers do get a little bit different. But again, make sure that you practice these numbers so that you're really comfortable. Okay, so get ready to practice and put this into a real sentence or a real sentence frame. So here we go. So the first sentence that we can use, and we will say this a lot for a lot of different things, we might want to say il y a, there is, or there are maybe 2 pens. Il y a 2 stylos. Il y a 2 stylos. So the sentence is there are or there is. In French, when we want to say there is, il y a un stylo. If we're going to use the number, then we say it right after. Il y a 2 stylos. Oops, 2 stylos. Or if there are 3 or 4, we just say the number right after il y a. So you can practice that going around the house looking for different things that you might want to count, and then just practice the sentence il y a. Il y a. That means there is or there are. All right, now let's try our next sentence. Here's another one that you might want to say what you have maybe in your school bag or what you might have at home at your desk while you're studying. And so you can practice counting the different items. So you might say that I have, j'ai deux crayons, j'ai deux cahiers, j'ai deux cahiers et j'ai trois livres. Trois livres. Now you'll notice with this sentence, the blanks that are left, all of the objects or the nouns like crayon, which is pencils, cahier, a notebook, or livre, books, they're all plural. They have an S on the end. So make sure when you're practicing this sentence frame that you're saying a number higher than one because it's indicating that it is plural. So you want to say more than one. So 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 15, whatever number. So practice this sentence when you can, and you'll find that you'll be very comfortable by the time we get to our next class. So félicitations, congratulations. You finished your mini lesson for today. Again, remember to view this video at least twice, and we'll see you in Immersive French 1. Have a great day.